Hey YouTube, this is Joe. Today I'm going to demonstrate what is possible to get speed-wise out of a custom firmware ROM for our original Galaxy Note N7000. With this custom ROM, you can upgrade to Lollipop. Um, as you can see here, I'm running a Cyanogen unofficial mod with a version of 5.1.1, which is Lollipop, with current security patches and everything else, and also a custom kernel that allows you to overclock the processor speed to get some pretty good numbers out of it. And I'm going to demonstrate to you what is possible with the Antutu benchmarks. So, anyways, the kernel that allows you to overclock it does really well, and the custom ROM from Night Owl is very stable, and I found it to be very friendly on the battery, and it's pretty much just like stock, and I'm very happy with it. And the last test I ran, I got 22,212, and I'm going to see what I can get again. I should probably get the same number or something around the same number. But anyways, here we go with the tests. Let's start. Let me switch this over for you. So the 3D test here is a little bit choppy, but that's to be expected. It's 3D resolution. It's running at 1280 by 800, normal HD, not full HD. But yeah, it's not a high-end phone, or it's been out for a couple years now, for a few years. So the choppiness is normal. We're not using a high-end GPU. But overall, I found that the ROM from Night Owl is very stable. Everything works out of the box except for the stylus pen. But I lost my pen a while ago, so I don't use it anyways. What else can I say? Oh, and Lollipop has some nice battery saving features, which I've used on like low power mode, and I've easily gotten more than a full day out of it. Even that's with using a couple hours of Wi-Fi and some 3G internet speeds. I found that the battery is pretty much functioning just like it would normally with a stock ROM, and I haven't found any negative things about the battery usage on that. I'm going to flip it back around again. I don't know why it's doing that. The custom kernel is an LP Force kernel that I found online. It works with the Cyanogen mod custom firmware. It allows you to clock your CPU up to 1.6 gigahertz, up from 1.4. And before I reflashed the kernel, I was using this Antutu, and I was getting around high 14s, low 15s, 15,000s in the benchmark. And now, with the overclocked kernel, I'm getting over 22, which is about a 30% increase in speed, which is pretty impressive. Based on that, you're above Samsung Galaxy S3 benchmark speeds. So this phone is performing now somewhere in the speed of a quad-core processor, something in the line of a Samsung Galaxy S3, a little bit faster than that, which is pretty impressive. That it's only a dual-core. But I guess that speaks volumes about the Exynos processors, that they're a lot better than some of those other ones out there. Quad core versus dual core. What's better? If you have a high frequency dual core, it seems to run better than a low frequency quad core. So I use this phone now for mostly my GPS and a little bit of video when I go to the gym, things like that. And I'm really happy with it because I like the screen. The screen is really nice. and it has a nice aspect ratio of 4:3, where some of the other Note phones are a little bit longer, and they just don't have that pleasing eye aspect ratio that most people are normal to or used to. So you can pick one of these up off of eBay for probably around $60, maybe $70, and performing these modifications to it, I definitely think is worthwhile. The OS is real snappy. There's no lag to it. It breezes through the apps and launches everything fairly quickly. I've played a lot of games on it that weren't running perfectly, and now are running much better and almost perfectly. Some Asphalt, some first player shooters like Nova 3, things like that. The performance is very noticeable with the new kernel and the bump in processor speed. So I highly recommend it, and it's not very difficult to perform. It's very easy if you know how to flash custom ROMs and root your phone, then anyone can do it. I'll be putting a video up on how to take your Samsung Galaxy Note from a stock ROM, start to finish process. So even if you're a newbie and you've never done it before, I'll make a video on exactly how to do it from the first process to the end process to make it easy. See, there you go, 22,223. I think that's the highest score yet I've gotten. And if you look at the ranking, it's still pretty low compared to some of these powerful smartphones, but it is above Galaxy S3. So that is pretty impressive for a dual-core phone. And like I said, these phones are readily available on eBay and secondhand. You can get them for really cheap. And if you're looking for an extra phone for, say, a GPS or something to use for media, or maybe some light gaming, I highly recommend. It has a nice screen. It has a nice feel in the hand. The aspect ratio is really nice. It has a wide screen. It's not too thin. And with these mods, look what you can get. Look what speeds you can achieve with that. So, anyways, I will be putting up a video on how to do this, how to install everything with links to all the files, and go ahead and check it out and do it to your old Samsung Galaxy Note. You breathe new life into an old device. Okay, thanks for watching. Goodbye.